Hi all, right, welcome back. More Fields of Fire, Normandy campaign, mission 1, Trevieres offensive. This is my part 7, I think. 7 or 6? No, I think it's 7. Yeah, so we left things like this. This is just the same day, so I haven't been able to get back. I'm hoping to get a couple of parts in this evening. We shall see. I had a couple of comments. I went over the replies that I got from Shania, the questions that I had. He came back saying that the one regarding the contact level, he said it's maybe not 100% clear, so thanks for bringing it up. So yeah, I mean, it only needs a couple more words change, to make it clear that it means the two cards that are, sometimes I just read things that way, but I dare say there's other people out there that might read it the same as me. So there's that. I decided to put the videos out on BGG, so I had a couple of comments from him and from Colin, one of the other developers of the new rules, thanking me for doing it. He also mentioned a couple of things. There's 50 cards in the deck and a shuffle card. I think I said there might have been more. I think I maybe said there might have been 60, but 50 cards in the deck. And Shania also mentioned, must have watched a bit of the video, whether they were able to watch through all my faffing about. It must be a hard work for some people if you're like wanting to watch it. But I suppose you've got to have an interest in the game, haven't you? And it'd be good if the likes of these guys did follow along and watch some of that, because I'm not going to get everything right, or I might be talking about things wrong, and they might be able to help me out as well, because talking here about this PDF, the PDF's line, and what happens if we move into there, or what happens. I'm just not 100% sure with that. Again, it is slightly awkward with the rulebook being on the PDF. Sorry, I'm talking lots of PDFs here. But rather than having it in print, I have said, why not maybe print it out? Because, you are talking probably, if we do get it before Christmas, I suppose it's maybe possible, but these things seem to go longer than quicker, don't they? Whenever you're waiting on something, it does tend to take a bit longer than you think. So I'm not convinced that we will see it this year, and it might be into the new year. So with that in mind, would I be, I wonder if I could print it off at work, on my printer at work. Or maybe not allowed to do that, to be honest. I could maybe ask if it was alright to do it. Maybe supply the paper. Then again, I wouldn't get the colour in it. But then, do you need that? I think you could get away with it being in black and white, couldn't you? Anyway, because I think I'm going to have to do something regarding printing it out, because it is becoming a bit of a. Then again, I'm flicking through pages then, but at least I can look at the index quickly and go right to the page that I need to find anyway. Be great if some of these guys are watching along can point out some of the mistakes, even maybe point out some of the counters and say that's going to have a new counter saying this, that, and the next thing. Shania also mentioned that there are going to be new mission books. He said, but if I just I've got that errata that I had. It's old errata, mind you, but I think it was needed there was a couple of errors in it. But I played the game enough, I think, to get by the issues. So there is going to be new mission books, and they'll be uploaded when they're ready as well. So they might be available for download as well. I'm guessing before the release of the actual physical version of it. So that's good as well. It'd be good to get that. The other thing you mentioned was, and obviously he's been watching a bit of the video, because I talked about my attack position there, and I was like, what's the main purpose of that? And I think I maybe mentioned that there might be a pyrotechnic attached to that, a pyrotechnic command. I'm not going to go looking for it. He confirms that there is. But he also reminded me, or he pointed out, should I say, because I never mentioned this, that in the... it's not that. Is it the next page? Oh, it's there, yeah. The experience points. So I'm glad they did mention it. We get 3 points if we secure the attack position card. So we do want to do that. It's not something you have to do because it's on... Well, actually, hang on. That's secure, though. The word secure means something different than clear. They've got different meanings. Clear and secure. I want to say secure maybe means that... Well, we need to clear that card, don't we? Because we need to clear both rows. But securing that attack position will give us an extra 3 points. Yeah, I might need to brush up on the definition of clear and secure, and I think there might be something else that's named somewhere. Anyway, right, let's get going. So that's good. And if anybody's watching and going to point out my mistakes and whatever and keep me right, then that's good as well. Don't want to make mistakes. Now I'm worried. I'm going to be making mistakes now, and they're going to pick up on it. Well, I've only got videos 1 and 2 out there, and to be honest, 1's just the introduction, and 2 is just pretty much the basic first moves, which I would, I shouldn't really get wrong. So now we're into the bit. It's getting a bit meatier now. So this is probably more likely. I've pointed out 2 or 3 little things myself, and of course we missed the open fire, the automatic opening of fire of that onto that card. I missed that, but I suppose as long as I've pointed it out, then that's the best I can do. Okay, right, let's go on with the game. Stop yakking on, Grant. We are on... I left my phase marker there. So we are on... Yeah, we're going to draw a card for the enemy higher HQ event segment. And yeah, this is one that we don't want, but here we go. Right, we don't get it as well. Good. I think they're pretty much all bad, really. Well, they might not be. I just know the counter-attack one's in there. And that's not nice. I can't remember the rest of them, to be honest. I just remember that one being horrible. Okay, so enemy activity check segment. Enemies firing at cards without valid targets. Shift ceasefire. Well, we've only got the one enemy, haven't we? Well, no. We've got 2. We've got this guy that's pinned, and there's 2 casualties there, and we've got this. Now, actually, I think this guy's going to go away now in this segment. Well, I'm going to have to look that up. So let's find out about the mortar forward as well, the mortar spotter, to see what happens to him. I'll need to pause just now. Hang on. Right, that's how we couldn't remove him before, because he wasn't good order. He is good order now. He's not pinned. In the last sentence of 8.10, enemy indirect fire spotters on page 67, says remove good order spotters who have expended all their available fire missions in the next enemy activity phase. So that's where we're at. So I'm going to take him away now and be done with that, I think. So he's off the board now, and I can update. Not that he didn't have fire missions left anyway. Yeah, I'd scored that out. So now, well, actually, I've got no enemies shown on the map, but that's not true, is it? We have a fire team. I don't know if I need to track that or not, because it doesn't have ammunition anyway, does he? Yeah, I don't think you need to write them down. I don't think. Right, so that's the only enemy we've got. And he is actually firing across here. So he's pinned, so we need to look. Yeah, there's no randomising anything. We just need to look on the... And we can use the new printouts for that. Not very well printed out, but... Yeah, we're gonna look into printing situations, I think. Yeah, because I done what I've done was, when I was playing Conflict of Heroes, I got these books. They're not, these folders, they're not terribly expensive. I want to say they're only a couple of pounds, I think. And they've got, would we have enough? Is there 40? Yeah, maybe we wouldn't have enough. I want to say there's maybe 40 pockets in here. And then print it out, and then you can put, well, 2 per pocket, so that would be 80 pages. So yeah, it would go in, unless it's 60. No, I think it's 40. But like I say, yeah, I think these are only a couple of pounds. $2.50 maybe. Something like that. So it's more about the ink and the printer, really, isn't it? But I've not really tried that new printer out. It's one of the ones that you fill in. It's one of these tank ones. So my guess is it should be better value. But anyway, okay, right. Let's get on, Grant. So we're looking at the enemy lat pinned activity check hierarchy. Now, okay, so this is what we're looking at for that pinned fire team. So is it pinned on the same card as opposing unit and not under cover? No. Is it pinned on the same card as opposing unit and under cover? No, there's no opposing unit. Is it pinned not under cover? Yes. It's just pinned on the card, it's not under cover. So that's what we're looking at. Pinned not under cover. There's no leader with it. So we're going to roll a d5 and see what we get. We roll a d5, we get a 5, and that is pin not under cover. Fall back. Okay. Well, that could be good. I think he's going away then. Well, when I say good, yeah, it's good. I think it means he's not going to be firing on our assault team. So fall back, move the unit 1 card away from opposing units to the card with the best cover, including cover markers areas. Prioritize cards out of opposing line of sight. I thought when they fall back, if they could just leave the map, that's what happened, but it's not suggesting that there, is it? Move the unit 1 card away from opposing units to the card with the best cover. Well, I mean, to be honest, he's not really got anywhere to go, is he? He's up here. So there's no card here. I don't think we can fall back and create a card. I want to say you can't do that. So I don't think you can go here, here, or here. So is this counting as falling back? Maybe, but then these guys are just going to fire on him there. And if he goes in here, which I wouldn't really say was counting fall back, then he's moving in beside this one of our guys. So I'm going to look up a wee bit more about fall back, I think. Right, so I found page 66, 8.6.3, fallback priorities. Enemy units that receive a fallback order as a result of an activity check will move towards their own side of the map, generally the top of the map. Choose a card to move to with the following priorities. If more than one move fits, and determine it randomly. A card that is out of line of sight of any opposing units. Well, no, and it's not suggested here that we create cards. So my guess is that you can't fall back and, we create a new terrain card here. I suppose if that was the case, he would be out of line of sight on a card back here, wouldn't he? Well, actually, hang on. Is this not an assault team? Yeah, because he's not firing back. So, yeah, so in actual fact, falling back to here. But it doesn't give me an impression that you would create cards. I think that's only when you're creating an enemy package, it might appear on a new card. It's not really, this is moving. So a card that is out of line of sight of any opposing units. 2, the card with the highest cover value, including the value of existing available cover markers. This can include cards occupied by opposing units. So he's happy to move to a card with another unit. Move into cover if available as per 8.6.1. Upon reaching the top row of cards, here we go. Upon reaching the top row of cards, enemy units drawing fall back will move off the edge of the map. Do not extend the map. There, it tells you there. Remove the unit from play. Okay, so there we go. So he's too far back. Obviously, we needed to be further back in the, if he was in here, he would have somewhere to go. So good. So he comes off. So that's that 13 away. And things happen. That PDF comes off because there's just 2 casualties left there firing. Now, it doesn't stop us firing. So we're still spending our ammunition firing onto this empty card now. But hey-ho, that's how it goes. Right. Okay, well, that's kind of good. That's the enemy activity check. Not enough of what going down. So what are we on to now then? Capture segment, capture any paralyzer with our team alone. Yeah, I'm not sure how can we... Enemy casualties on unoccupied and friendly occupied cards are captured. So enemy casualties on unoccupied and friendly occupied. Yeah, so if we get to move into that, there, we'll be able to capture them as well, which I think will give us more experience points, so that'll be good too. Okay, so there's none of that happening just yet though. AT combat and vehicle movement isn't there, so mutual combat phase, fire mission update segment, there's none of that to happen this time. Just want to double check our activity level now. Right, I want to say it's moving back, isn't it? It's not engaged anymore because we've only got one. We've only got one card. Remember, although this counts as a VOF, we've nothing occupying it. So this is the only card with VOFs that we're occupying. So that counts for one friendly occupied card is under a VOF marker. No. Right, I don't like reading off that card now that I've seen that there was some differences on it. Maybe this is something you should print out then, Grant. Right, it's here somewhere. Hang on. Yeah, because both these are kind of wrong or deceiving, shall we say. Contact says one friendly occupied card is under a VOF marker. Now, if I look at the rules right now, contact, one friendly occupied or enemy occupied card is under a VOF marker. Or there is at least one spotted enemy unit on the map. Now, I know when you get things like this, they can compress the rules down a little bit, but you can see that if you're using that and you're not sure, you're going to say, well, none of my units have got VOFs on them. However, it's not the case. We're not occupying that, and they're not occupying that, and that's the only place that there's a VOF. Well, not technically true. There's a VOF here as well. This counts. However, there's not anybody occupying that card either. But so then you might start. Oh, and just before I jump away from that, you'll see engage says 2 plus friendly occupied cards are under the VOF marker, whereas in the actual rules it says 2 or more occupied cards can include friendly occupied cards and enemy occupied cards are under VOF marker. So again, slightly could catch you out that it's not just friendly. It can be a mixture of the two, or one or the other if it's the one. So, but like Shania pointed out to me, we can't go back to no contact, and this is why they've added this bit's been added in, the bit that says the activity level does not reduce to no contact until both of the conditions are true. And the conditions for no contact are there's no VOF or PDF markers are on the map and no enemy units have been spotted. Well, there's no enemy units spotted. However, like I've said, this is always going to keep us in contact. It's not, we can't remove no contact. But even if that mines wasn't there right now, we've still got VS here, so we're still sitting at contact rather than no contact. So it is back to contact rather than engaged, which is probably worse for us, isn't it? Yeah, it's slightly worse because they'll get to draw extra cards for their potential contacts. Right, okay, so I think that's what we're getting up to now. Yeah. So for each card with a PC marker and a friendly unit, draw the number of action cards indicated potential contact draws chart based on the PC marker and the current activity level. Right, well, we know how to do this. We don't need to read that again. This is reasonably straightforward. We've got a unit here, and we've got a potential contact B, and a unit here, a potential contact B. So they're both the same letter, so we randomise between the two. This is 1, this is 2. We do a D2, we get a 1. So it's the guy on the left. So it's this guy first. Now, we can look at this safely enough, I think, the top part. So we're looking at Bs, and we're at contact. See, we were engaged, we were only going to be drawing 3 cards, but now since it's dropped back to contact, we're drawing 5. Sorry, I know I get a glare in at that bit, but we've got 5 cards to draw here. So, yeah, well, let's draw the 5 cards looking for the word contact, or not, if you like. We don't really want to see anything. 4 or 5. Right, okay, I'll just nudge it off the side. I'd rather lay the cards down as I draw them. Right, so we got a rally. Well, you could have brought it a bit closer, Grant. Oh, it's fine now. I'm not going to move the camera. Rally, nothing. Cover. Woo, we get lucky. This is going pretty well, actually, I think, isn't it? I think we've been pretty lucky all round. I don't feel like I'm under any great pressure just now. We're only on turn 4 as well. So that comes off, and this guy's sitting sweet. Was that not the squad as well? It was, wasn't it? It was, and he didn't find cover. Did we? No, we took a chance moving him. We didn't have any initiative left to try and find cover. Right, so this guy, and the same, nothing's changed with activity level, so it's going to be a 5-card draw, and we didn't shuffle the deck there at all, so the chances of drawing 10 cards without the word contact, well, you never know. Here we go. Rally. Nothing. Whoa, wow. Right, that's looks fixed. I don't do any of that, by the way. If any of you are just watching from the start, I mean, you can never tell what I'm doing behind, when I pause the camera and whatever, but I'm definitely not one to do any of that. I will not be doing any shenanigans along that lines. I'm quite happy to get my butt kicked in any of these games, any of these solo games. I'm fine with that. Just want to get the rules right and have a good time, which I still have a good time even if I'm getting beat. So nothing doing there as well, which is kind of a bit boring, isn't it? I kind of want something. So right, well, we've got to clear this card as well. This is the only card left to clear on that row. We've cleared that row. I want to say this is class that's cleared. I know there's mines on it, but we can't get rid of that anyway. So I'm going to shortly look up the definition of clear and what was the other one? Can't remember. I'm going to look up the definition of them just to make sure. In fact, I should probably do that now. Well, let's get to a bit that yeah, to be honest, I can finish this turn because there's nothing going to get hit, is there? We're going to spend some ammunition, and that's going to be that. So there was no contacts. And then we adjust the activity marker again, but it's not changed. It's still at contact. We're still firing into that card. We can't stop that. And I want to say I've got this right, and this heavy machine gun is firing up the hill. Not grazing fire through that card because it's going up the hill. He's firing up the slope, if you like, over the overhead fire, I think it is. Of these, and then these are also firing into here as well, and we've got a mortar in there, so we're going to spend quite a bit of ammunition here, but that's fine. So right, pinned recovery segment. Oh yeah, okay, and I deliberately just left these guys back here. So remove pin markers from any vehicle or infantry units that are not under VOF. So all these are not under VOF. Oops. So pinned coming off all of these. I just felt like it was, rather than try and rally them, obviously if they were under, mind you, being pinned gives them an extra +1, so you've got that dilemma as well. So they're the only units that were pinned, and there was no VOF on them, so they're all cleared up now, so that's good. And then combat effects for each infantry on a card with a VOF. Well, there's none of that. So we're going to have to update ammo now, because like I said, they are still firing. Now, oh, hold on. That doesn't, yeah, I said that already, didn't I? I thought I was going to save the ammunition of the light machine gun here, but that pinned, the removal of the pinned happens before we resolve the actual combat, I think. Yeah, it does, yeah. So this light machine gun still does get to fire. Well, actually, no, it was firing anyway. It was firing with pinned. So it's still spending ammunition. Yeah. So the second light machine gun spends a point ammo. So let me just update my ammo situation. No, that's that. And like I say, our 50 cal heavy machine gun in there is going to spend a point ammo. Yeah, they only get 4 to start with, don't they? And also we've got our mortar section in there, and it's firing as well. So mortar section, they get 4 ammo as well. So spent 1 of them as well. So there's that being updated on that. Okay, so that's kind of it, isn't it? Clean up phase, remove pyrotechnic, smoke, illumination exposed. We have this guy exposed. Let's see, there's maybe 1 in there. Yeah, and there's 1 here, and 1 here. Oh yeah, he was separate because he picked up the idea. I just made him separate. It's just the same status. Right. And that's that. There's nothing else to remove, I don't think. Concentrate fire, booby trap, grenade, and miss. Evacuate casualties from casualty collection points. Yep. We put our casualty collection here. Hang on. Is there exposed markers under these? No. No, I don't think so. No. It's just that's the way I do it. I put the cover mark on top, and then the exposed marker would be... Oh. There's 1 there, I think. I can see it underneath. Don't want to leave them exposed. Right, so the casualty collection step here. What did I say? Evacuate casualties from casualty collection points. So this guy comes off, he goes across onto this bit here, and that will give us a point, an experience point at the end for rescuing that guy. And like I say, we've got the other guy there. Next turn I'm going to move him back to there, hopefully. Okay, and then enemies firing at cards without valid targets shift ceasefire. Well, there's none of that, but that got cleared up for me recently as well, so that was good. Adjust VOF, PDF, and activity levels. Well, the PDFs they're still going to be firing. Fortunately now, though, if we cease fire, they will stop firing on that card. Because the casualties don't count. Yeah, please tell me that. Yeah, that's right. It needs to be a non-casualty unit for them to automatically fire on it. So these will all go away and stop, and then we can concentrate on something else. But we've got a nice friendly situation here. Which is a bit of a shame. I mean, okay, it's the first sort of try it, but I do want a bit of a challenge. I do want something. Well, we've had a little bit, but just doesn't seem like an awful lot. Well, we still have potential contact there. We've got to clear this one. We don't need to do that one, but we're getting that. Shania mentioning that reminded me about we get points for clearing all these cards, so it's good to take on in the next mission. So that's it. That's a turn over. So we're on to game turn 5. What time is that? It's only 30 minutes, isn't it? So yeah, I'll just push on rather than cut it there, because the last bit was cut halfway through, and I'll get this started and we'll take it up to an hour or so. Okay, yes. Okay, let's push on with turn 5. Friendly Hire HQ event phase. Draw a card. We don't get anything. Okay, friendly command phase. Okay, let's just BN Battalion HQ is not on the map, so we activate the COHQ. He has 2 saved commands. He's in communication because he's got the radio. Oh no, we're okay. We're okay, yeah. I was just looking, like I say, we need to be in line of sight. The COHQ's in here, isn't he? So he's got line of sight to here, 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 and here as well. So he's still in touch with his platoons, but my guess is things might all be wanting to move on. I want to say they'll maybe move into here, they can move up into here. It's possible they'll make some, yeah, that's a potential contact though, so we need to watch that one. And maybe the sergeant will move up a bit as well, and then the COHQ will probably come, oh, that's a contact as well, into that woods. Well, that might not be happening then. Anyway, we'll work that out when the time comes. So we've activated COHQ, so we need to draw a card. Now, he's undercover still, so he gets a +1 for that, and he's green, so he gets a -1 for that. So net 0, we draw a card, we get 4, good. So 6 commands to use. Okay, let me think then. Yeah, I'm just wondering here. I had a thought there. I think I can do this. Not for this turn, but the fact that there's a potential contact on here, I don't want to be going nuts and, I don't want to put my COHQ in there. I want to put something else in there that's going to draw the fire and find out what we're getting. To be honest, this assault team would have been, but I want to bring him back with a casualty, really, don't I? Anyway, my thought had been that if I don't move this up, and let's just say I move, is this 3rd platoon? No, 2nd platoon. If I move that up into here, possibly sending somebody up into there, then the COHQ, if it stays down here, it's not going to have line of sight on them up there. But can I not, and could I not do this right now? I've got 6 commands, right? Can I not move first and then activate my platoons? Or do I need to actually carry out the actual activation? I'm feeling like, no, I can do what I've just said. Save those commands or expend them and any saved commands on units up to the maximum per day and per experience level. Yeah, so I can use a command to move my COHQ into that. I'm not going to do that this turn. What I'm saying is, next turn, if this guy's out of line of sight, I can move him up there. Then I can give a command to 2nd Platoon HQ. I can activate 2nd Platoon HQ. I'm pretty sure I can do that. Well, there's a couple of things to look at. You said you were going to look at the clear thing about the cards, clear and whatever. So let's just pause for a moment and just see if I can do what I'm saying there. I don't think there's an issue with it, but what I can't do is let the impulse. Yeah, I've got to do it all in that impulse, the COHQ impulse, activation segment, COHQ impulse. Move my COHQ, so it cost me a command to do that. Then give out activations to my other platoons within line of sight, and either communicate line of sight communication. Okay, right. I'm going to go and double check a couple of things. Alright, so just checking about the activation bit first. I'm on page 18 here, and I'm on COHQ impulse. Use the following procedure. If the COHQ was activated in the BNHQ impulse, which it was, draw an action card. The number in the helmet icon is the number of available commands. This number may be modified by the Conditions listed in 4.1.2, but a minimum of 1 command is always given. Mark these on the command display with the COHQ command counter. Right, so we've done all that. We drew a 4, we had 2 saved, we've got 6. Yeah, so subject to the limitations in 4.1.3, COHQ commands, including previously saved commands, are now spent on orders to itself or any friendly subordinate units in play and in communication, including activating platoon HQs and CO staff, or they may be saved. Yeah, I don't need to read any further than that. That's pretty much it, really. So yes, I can do that. Right now, if I had 6 commands, I could move one to a different card, then I could activate. So if this was up here right now, I can move to this card, then activate 2nd Platoon HQ from there, whereas I can't activate them from there. So that's fine, good. The other bit I was looking at there, I'm wanting to find page 8. That's going to tell me about the clear and whatever, somewhere. Where is it? I'm sure it was page 8. Oh, there we go. Yeah, page 8. Unoccupied, occupied, cleared, and secured terrain. So that's the 4 different types that you can have. So here's the definition of them. An unoccupied terrain card is one with no units or PC markers. So this looks like it's unoccupied, no units, no PC markers. An occupied terrain card is one with at least 1 unit on the card, regardless of the presence of PC markers. Depending on the unit present, the card can be friendly occupied, enemy occupied, or jointly occupied, i.e. with units from both sides. So yeah, so that can have PC markers, and I mean this is friendly occupied, but if there was a PC marker on it there, it'd be friendly occupied. So yeah, and then the next 2 are cleared and secured. So they're important. What did we say? Because for our mission, these are the more important ones. These are ones that matter. For our mission, we need to occupy and clear of enemy forces the primary and secondary objectives, right? So occupy and clear means we need to clear. Well, what is cleared? You've not read it yet, Grant. A card is cleared if it is one that started the mission with a PC marker, or a scheduled PC marker in the case of defensive missions, and has been cleared of both marker and enemy units. So yeah, so I mean all of these cards had PC markers, so it's going to be cleared if, yeah, so they all had one, so as long as they've not got one, and yeah, that means it's cleared, basically. So, but what did I say? What were we trying to do? Occupy and clear. Occupy and clear obviously means we need to have the cleared, and we need to have a friendly unit on the card come the end of the mission. Okay? And then secured is a secured card is a cleared card, so it's the same as cleared, that is also friendly occupied. So in actual fact, should that not just say secured? Now, I'm looking at the old mission book here though, so there you go. Because if secured means cleared and friendly occupied, then surely that's the same as occupy and clear. So my guess is we need to secure the primary and secondary objectives. Just the same thing, same definition. It does have a wee note there. Ignore any casualties or VOF markers on a card when determining if the card is unoccupied or cleared. Okay. And the other part of mission goal is we need to clear rows 1 and 2 of any enemy forces. So clear means take the PC marker off, and there's no enemy forces there. Okay, and the experience points part are secure the primary objective card. Well, that's part of the objective anyway. Again, why it's got the word in occupy and clear in the mission goal, I'd like to think that's been changed in the new, because that just seems confusing a little bit. So our experience points are to secure primary, secondary, and also secure the attack position. That gives us 3 points. So that's what Shania mentioned to me when I was talking about it. We also get 2 points per card, which clear another card that had a PCA marker on it, clear another card that had a PCB marker on it, and then we've got points for capture enemy prisoners, capture an enemy casualty, perform a successful grenade attack, and you get 1 point per attack. So something we should have considered. We've not got any enemies though. We're struggling to find enemies. And then there's one that complete HQ event marked with an asterisk that turn. So some of the events have an asterisk attached to them, and if you complete them, you then earn experience. And the last one, successfully evacuate a friendly casualty. Well, we've done one of them already. So there we go. Okay, so back to what we were doing then. We've got 6 points. Yeah, okay. So I need something to go in here, but obviously it's something that's not too chunky, you know. Second platoon, they've got 3 commands saved, that's why. Well, I need to deal with the COHQ first. So I don't think I am going to move him. Has he got an XO there as well? Yeah. I'm going to leave him under cover so he benefits from the +1 as well. You know, that's kind of important too, isn't it? Because we get a -1 for being green. The XO could maybe do something. No, I think we'll just leave them there. We're just going to leave them there. So I've got 6. So I'm going to do what's probably what the norm is. I'm going to activate all the platoons. So 3. So we activate 1, 2, and 3 platoon. 3 platoons not got any saved. I think it'd been better just putting it to the side rather than having it way up there. You know, just have it off to the side, as in it's showing no saved. Would that not be better, Grant? Just put it there when we're finished with it. Don't think we need to use that bit up the top. As long as we know what we're doing. Sorry, I'm not showing you that. There. As long as we know what we're doing. So these have all been activated. He's got 3 saved. He's got 3 saved. He's got 0 saved. So all they needed to do was have a 0 in there maybe, and then you would have needed that bit up. Well, maybe there's more reason for the bit up the top. I'm not knocking it. It's useful. So that's us activated our 3 platoons. Do we want to do anything else? Well, we've got 3 commands left. I think no, because it's more than likely next turn we're going to need an extra command to get him moving. Yeah, so I think we just save the other 3, don't we? I could activate the... no, I can't activate the sergeant. I could activate the CO XO, and then he would draw a card and get some extra, but he's on 3 just now. I don't think we need to do that. Let's just save the other 3, right? Okay, right. So we've got 1st, 2nd, and 3rd platoon. Oh no, this is 2nd platoon here. Right, what is that then? Is that 1st? Yeah, it is. That's 1st platoon. Well, I said I did want to move them up into that hedgerow because, and maybe move something into there. So will we activate them first? Yeah, because they've got 3 commands as well. And they're under cover. So that's all good. Yeah, because there's only 2 potential contacts left. 1 here and 1 here. I mean, okay, we've got this one over here, but that doesn't matter. Well, yeah, well, we can't clear that, can we? Because we can't move on to that card. So it's not even extra points that we could go and try and get. So, okay, so I'm going to activate 1st platoon then, right? So he's got 3 saved. He's under cover. He's green, so it's a +1, -1. And we draw, a 2. So he gets 2. So he had 3 saved, so it's not the end of the world. So he's got 5 now. So let's see what we're going to do. I just broke things down a little bit. You need to see what, you're fiddling about a big stack of units. So these are all under that cover marker. I might be able to... Well, the thing is, you can't really do that, and... Yeah... I suppose you could probably do it if you'd done something like that, you know, and to say they're all under it and you're getting a look at them all. We'll get along anyway. So should we break off an assault team and send it up into there? I think we probably should. Yeah, I think so, because we're going to then platoon move on this hedgerow. That's an orchard grove. So, right, okay, so I'm going to spend one of my 5 commands to, what's it again? Detach. Use the detach thing. So I'm going to detach 2-1 platoon and create an assault team. Yeah, I've got one here. So, and then we're going to spend one more, taking us down to 3, to move that assault team into the Orchard Grove. And he's going to be exposed. There we go. Right, now I've got 3 commands left. So I think we move up into the hedgerow. Well, we do have this contact as well to deal with. Yeah, I said we only had 2 left. Then we've got 3. This one as well. Not that we need this one, but I think it's not as if we're getting overrun by enemies, is it? So, should we? I don't know, because to be honest, we should probably send something up in here as well, but I'm a bit worried if we take on 3 potential contacts, it might be better leaving one. Well, I'd like to get this one cleared though, wouldn't I? Well, maybe second platoon could break off a thing. As I maybe want to try and do something with this paralyzed unit, try and rally it. We want to pick up machine gun ammo too. Yeah, it's all commands. However, that does mean they're probably not going to platoon move. Well, yeah, you were going to move them up into there once you moved them out the way, weren't you? Don't really need to though, because even next turn the COHQ is going to be in communication and line of sight with us. And like I say, we can activate them, move. Well, I can move there and activate them, and then activate them up there, can't I? So will we hold off on our primary objective then and not move into that just yet? And maybe just go for these 2 contacts. Let's not just take too much on, just in case. Yeah, maybe. Right, so we're still dealing with first platoon, Grant. So I'm going to platoon move the rest of these guys up in here. Now this unit's from second platoon, which is fine. Yeah, so 2 commands would leave me 1. Yeah, it's a pity he didn't find cover. Well, he didn't find cover because we didn't have the commands left to do it. Well, here's a thought. Why not just move up into there? That makes more sense. I mean, we can't command that guy anyway. He's kind of on his own, but then he could spawn something, and then we're not going to have anything here. Because if you get something firing at him from there, it's more than likely going to come from here, here, or here. If it comes from here or here, because it's usually front left, front, or front right. So it'd be here, here, or here. I mean, if it's over here, and I've got units here, then that's not any good to me anyway. If it was here, though, we would be able to fire on that, and if it was here, we would be able to fire on that. If we had some stuff in here. Well, that squad's still there, so that's something, no? Not an awful lot, but... Well, in actual fact, if it spawned there and we were here, we would be able to attack it as well. just we could platoon move into right under that cover. And that's the only cover you're getting on that card. Yeah, we didn't find the strong builder. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that, because once we've cleared this potential contact, and if the unit appears over here, the enemy appears over here, then to be honest, we could just move away and leave it. We've cleared the card. You know? Yeah, I think so. Right, so I'll just pause and do this. I'm going to platoon move the whole first platoon under this cover marker here. Now remember, this guy won't be exposed, but they all will be exposed, and they'll all be sitting under the cover marker. Yeah, I know there's dangers there, but there's nothing around just yet. Problem is, you're going to expose this, aren't you? Are you jumping the gun here? You know, you've got plenty of time. Should we just be more careful and maybe even leave them there? That's silly, isn't it? What, you're worried that they're going to fire up there, are you? Well, no, because if we spawn a contact there, he's going to appear on the card up here somewhere. Well, that might be trouble then, yeah, because then do they not automatically fire on the unit on the card? I think they do, don't they? Okay. Let's just go with my initial, platoon move them under that cover marker. So that's going to cost me 2. I've got 1 command left. I'm not so sure I'm going to use it, but let me get these guys moved first. Right, so that's that done. They're all under the cover marker. The bulk of that is exposed. The assault team on top is not exposed. Yeah, and there's nothing to open fire on or anything like that. So we had 1 command left. I'm just going to save that. Yeah, okay. So second platoon. Yeah, that would avoid the ceasefire. We don't need to do a ceasefire if we move, because they'll just stop firing. Because at the moment they are still firing up there, but well, did we decide if we were going to take this? Yeah, I think we decided we wanted to do that. I mean, I could potentially just use this assault team and take the casualty with me onto the card, couldn't I? Just do a slight detour. I mean, there is a risk that then the assault team gets hit and then can't carry the casualty back, I would assume. No, if he becomes a casualty himself. Yeah, that's okay. Well, that's cruel, Grant. That's cruel. Right, so that's third platoon. Let's activate second platoon, because I'd like to do a couple of things with them. So we kind of want a big number here. So let's activate. Well, they're already activated. Let's draw a card. Now they are not undercover. Yuck. Okay, they weren't undercover and they're green, so they're getting a -1 to this. Oh no, come on. Yeah. Right, so we only get 1 extra command. So we got 4. That might hamper things. Right, what can we... Well, hang on. I mean, 4 could be rally, pick this up, platoon move into cover. That's not awful, is it? That's using up all our commands, but that's fine. Right, I want to check rally the paralyzed unit. Is it paralyzed go to a litter team? I think it does, doesn't it? Yeah, attempt to convert a paralyzed team to a litter team. And actually, you can... I know it says it in this as well. This was a questions that came up that was a little unclear in the previous. You can... Maybe not. Maybe it wasn't that bad. But you can... I could use a command to convert a paralyzed team to a litter team. I could then use another command to convert a litter team to a fire team. And then I could use another command to convert a fire team to an assault team if I wanted. So, you know, I could do all that and then use that assault team to go over there, but that's using up lots of commands, and we only got 1 extra on top of what we had saved. So So it would be attempt to convert a paralysed team to a litter team, and it'd be automatic, I think, because there's no VOF. Auto if no VOF, yeah. So it is auto, and it's not pinned. Yeah, I mean that would be one command. The other command to pick up the machine gun ammo. Now, when we pick that up, does it automatically just get put into the machine gun? I assume so. Yeah, he's going to use it for himself. I don't know if we can have more than 4 points of machine gun ammo, though. That's the thing. Yeah, I seem to remember maybe having thoughts like this before. Give me a sec. Yeah, I'm not sure about, because I want to kind of think that a light machine gun, it starts with 4 ammo, which maybe tells me that that's how much it can have. Now, if I pick up 4 ammo and I've spent 2 of the ammo, I don't think I can extend it to 6. So I want to say that, but then again, can I say that I've got 4, but I've still got 2 spare? I don't know. I'm not sure. It does say they've got 4 ammo. Yeah, I think this could be worth a wee question. It might be in the rules somewhere. You would think it would. I did search for ammo a bit, but not quite sure. Well, I never got anything that I found. But sometimes you miss these things. Sometimes that's true. So what I'm going to play it as, and we'll see what happens. If I get an answer to my question, I can adjust this. I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to reset my ammo from 2 back up to 4. And then I'm just going to discard that counter. And what I'll do is I'll keep it at the side. And if somebody comes back and tells me, yeah, you get back up to 4, but I don't, because I could say, right, I'm going to pick that up, and then now it's refilled my gun, and then I turn it to that side, so I've still got 2 spare. You know what I'm trying to say? And I've got the 2 ammo on my possession. So it might be that works. But I'll do it the way I said, and then I can probably fix it if I go and ask the question. Right, so how many commands did I have? 4. So, like I said, paralyze the litter team, pick up the ammo, and then platoon move into this cover. And then that also removes my fire. It causes a ceasefire. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. So that's an auto rally. No, that's not a casualty. We want a litter team. So we auto rally. Now hold on. Yeah, he's not part of the platoon, is he? I don't think. Because he's been reduced to a paralysed unit or a litter team, or even if we had a fire team or an assault team here, I don't think they count as being part of the platoon for a platoon move. I suppose I could just leave him there. We don't really need him. Poor guy. Well, actually, you've got this open just now. What does it say about move a platoon to an adjacent card? Have each unit in the platoon perform a move to an adjacent card action. All units move to the same card. Units on the card, theoretic communication. 5.1.2. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to find any more. My feeling is that they don't count as being part of the platoon and can't move with it. Yeah, that's just talking about movement. It's not. Right, give me a second. Right, okay. I found out what I need to know, I think. It should be in there. It's a platoon move only moves good order units. So any LATs or pinned units wouldn't move with the platoon, which makes sense. So the only way around the bit is giving an order for the witter team to move forward, which means an extra command to do that. I think I'll just leave the witter team there. I think we can maybe get a general initiative to get them moved. The machine gun, the ammo is 5.16. Oh, that's handy. I was right there. So page 33, it tells you what you can carry, and as an infantry step, you can carry 6 machine gun ammo. So he can pick that up, and I got the impression it was an old thread that the answer was that yes, you can end up with more than what you started with. So curious to know how that'll sit, and hopefully somebody might watch this and get the gist of that. What I'm going to do, I think, is keep that underneath. Right, I'm going to give. Well, I've gave the command already for the water team. Now, have I moved that? I haven't, have I? I only had 4 because we worked out 1, 2, and then platoon move. So I'm down to 3. And then I'm going to a command to pick this machine gun ammo up. So now I've got 4 extra machine gun ammo. So I'm carrying it, right? But my machine gun still got 2 rounds of ammo in it, and I'm carrying an extra 4 ammo. That's fine. So that cost me another point to do that. And then I'm going to platoon move these into that cover. Okay. Right, okay, that's done. There's a couple of things to adjust now, and I'm sure I'm gonna suffer at some point by moving everybody under a cover marker, because for every, like I say, you've got 3 steps. Any more than 3 steps, you get a -1 for each one of these steps. So if I've got 10 steps in there, right, then each one of the units gets a -7 to anything that attacks that cover. So that's kind of horrible. Yeah, it kind of does make you think that you shouldn't be going under that cover, really, does it? Well, there's certain bits that could go under the cover and certain bits that couldn't, but the problem with that is let's just say we put the second platoon HQ under the cover marker and the rest just move onto the card. I can do that with a platoon move, because it says a platoon move, you do an individual move with every unit onto the card. So some of them could move under cover, some of them not. But then you're under the cover marker with the COHQ. Okay, it gives you a +1 to your situation, your card draws. But then you've got to move out to communicate with the rest of the platoon. You need to be out of the cover marker, so you need to spend 1 point to move out to then communicate with them, verbally or visually. So yeah, it's a bit of a dilemma there. Whereas I put them all into the cover marker so I can communicate with them all. I'm getting the +1, but somebody throws a grenade at us. I'll leave it for now. Maybe someday I'll maybe sort of say, look, Grant, you're riding your luck with that one. Or we might see, we might see. I mean, I certainly wouldn't do it if we were moving on to a potential contact marker on this card, because that would be extremely daft. But I don't know, maybe that's just as daft. But there's cover out there. You want to be under it, really, don't you? But then, if you're all hiding under a bit of cover, the whole lot is, and somebody throws a grenade at you, you can imagine how it's not going to end well, is it? Right, with him moving, he's now going to cease fire. To be honest, he could, even if he'd moved onto this card, he still would have ceased fire. It's not because he's now not got line of sight on this card, because there's nothing to fire on that card. But it wouldn't happen automatically. It happens when he moves. So if he'd moved onto this card, that would stop the fire as well. So I'm going to take the 2 PDFs away and the crossfire away. However, the heavy weapons is still there because we've got the mortar section and the 50 cal machine gun firing from there. Okay, and that was the last 2 points for second platoon. So he's now not got any commands saved. So now third platoon, he's not got any to start with. Where is he? He's not under cover. Yeah, we could do a lot. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to move that assault team along now. I'm starting to be scared now though, because I've got a big stack under cover here and a big stack under cover here, and we're going to go and check this potential contact out. I mean, what if he goes front line of sight? He's going to end up on that card, Grant. Is he not? And does he not? But he has to engage. Does he not have to engage with the unit that spawned him? I want to say he does. But maybe that's an initial thing, and then when he realises there's other friendly, like our units on the card, he then changes his tune. Maybe you should double check that before you go and do that, because it's quite possible that the enemy might end up on that card. And then if it is attacking you under that cover marker, well, I've already said, and he gets a command, he gets the enemy activity to throw a grenade at us. Okay. It's just another one of the things I can't find. If an enemy popped up, we put something on this, and it said front line of sight there, and it was going on that card. I know it has to be engaged with the unit that spawned it, but I'm not sure what happens if it's on that card and then they're there. Initially it might look at this, and then it might change. Surely you must be able to find that in the rules somewhere, Grant. I know it says that if a friendly unit moves onto a card, it'll switch fire to them. Is that not something similar? That's surely got to be out there. If not in the rules, then a question asked about it. I've also noticed a big blunder that I've made, which I've never really thought about, and I was never going to get, and it's only just because I came across it just now. The enemy, where are we? Oh, I think this is right anyway. What trenches as well, isn't it? Trenches are trenches not a +2? Voxels, where's trenches? There we go, +2. It says for mission 1 that the cover marker is trenches. Now, what I just read there just now, it's not what I thought about at all. And I mean, I think this is right. Yeah. It says cover markers, I'm just looking at the front of the book here. Cover markers specified for packages in the enemy force packages override the default cover marker listed in the mission instructions. Yeah, this is a huge blunder. So, anything, any kind of package, where's zoomed out, yeah. These packages here, you'll see that some of them, there's a heavy machine gun team under foxholes, and a bunker, under foxholes. They override the normal cover, right? However, anything that doesn't have a cover marker there, you bring the unit in with the cover listed in the mission instructions. So, and I'm assuming that the mortar spotter as well. No wonder we're making it look easy. Well, I've got all the units here that I've shot actually, that I've destroyed. We had that. Well, let's say we had the mortar spotter first, and then we had the heavy machine gun team, and the squad. Now, the heavy machine gun team was... It had its own cover, did it not? It was Heavy Machine Gun Nest, I think. Yeah, so they come in under foxholes. So they come in under foxholes, but that didn't say it had any cover with it, so it should have come in under trenches, I believe. And there's nothing to say that the mortar, incoming mortars, it doesn't mention him coming in under the cover, so I think he would be in the trench as well. And I've totally missed that, and that's probably huge, because that's a +2 to them. So he should have a +2. He should have had a +2. And even when we shot it, well, whether we more than likely we wouldn't have got the result we got as well. That's just put a big mess to the mission now, isn't it? I don't know what to do now. Well, you know what? It seems harsh, Grant, but I've only uploaded 2 parts. However, I do have, what did I say this is recording? Part 7. So folk have probably not seen all the mess that I've made. I could go back and redo it. Oh dear. Well, then you're not going to see this anyway. I'll just wipe the footage of this and take the game back to where it was and get it right. Because this is huge. This isn't. It's not going to allow me to continue. I don't mind little glitches like the one where I wasn't firing on. Yeah, because if I've only got 2 parts out there, seems such a waste of all the footage though, doesn't it? All the stuff I've been talking about as well, and yeah, but you can't carry on the mission like this though, Grant, because that +2 would have been huge. Hi all. Right, what a mess. I'm going to add this bit on to the this is part 7, isn't it? So I'm going to add this on at the end of part 7, just finishing off a little bit where I left things, and I'll just splice this together with the part that I just left hanging. The reason I left it hanging was because of the mistake that I'd made regarding the cover markers, the German sort of the default cover that they come in with. Completely forgot all about it. Didn't bring the units in with any cover, and I thought that's just, yeah, I've just made a mess of it, and I'm going to have to not quite restart but go right back to where I made the error. So I foolishly started dismantling things, looking back to where I first made the error. Also, with that in mind, I don't know what part it was. Maybe part 3 or 4, I think it was. I think it was maybe 4. And also with I think the reason I looked there was I could then get the attack going with the units that I forgot should have opened fire on them. But then, so I stripped everything away, I moved all the counters back, I reset it back to where it was on part 3 or 4. And this is part 7 I'm at now, so I thought, right, it's maybe not quite so bad, I'm going to have to just delete a couple of parts and start from there. And then I thought, well, maybe I should look, after I'd done this, after I'd took all the counters away, reset and move everything back, reset all this, I looked at the cards I was at and had the cards perfectly placed, because we had just had a reshuffle, which was great, and I had 2 or 3 cards that I just drawn, so all that was good. And then I thought, well, maybe I should look at see what effect it had on the cards that were drawn if they had been under trenches. Now, we weren't, the heavy machine gun was under, it came in with foxholes. The only two German units that were affected by this mistake was the mortar spotter. He should have come in under trenches, and the squad that was there, it should have come in under trenches as well, and gave them no cover at all. I just forgot all about it. So I look back on them, and I'll hopefully put notes in the headers, because it so happens I'm just going to keep all the video footage that I've got, which is good in a way, because I talked about a lot of different other things as well, and I think some of the comments that have been made recently as well, maybe spoke about the guys, the development team that are dealing with, that have dealt with their new rule book and put all this work in it, and I was talking stuff about that. And then, right, hang on, you're losing your train of thought here. So I thought, let's just have a look. And every instance of the attack on the actual squad would have been exactly the same result. It was exactly the same result if it had been under trenches. Now, like I say, that's what I was saying. I'll put notes in the headers of this saying that, look, this should have been under trenches. The result was still the same. It was exactly the same result, and then obviously the card that we drew for the hit effect was exactly the same. And then I thought, right, okay, well, that's fine. And same with the mortar spotter. His result was exactly the same as well. If he had been under trenches, he would have still ended up pinned. I thought, oh my God, I've got away with it. And then I thought, I've took all this down, and now I've got to put it all back again to where we were at. I was like, why did I not think and look at that first? And then, before I started putting it back together, I thought, wait, just now though, there's enemy activity checks to check as well. And I checked both the enemy activity checks, because it wasn't relevant to the spotter, I don't think. It was relevant to the squad, because I would have been looking at pinned not under cover when it should have been pinned under cover. And again, the card draw was exactly the same result, and they would have fall back, and then they moved off the map. The heavy machine gun done exactly the same, but it had its own foxholes. So in actual fact, I didn't need to do anything at all. Just needed to add some comments in the headers and explain that I've made a mistake and not given the units the cover that they should have had. So just like, it's just spoilt this whole night, because I've spent so much time looking through everything, and it's just been so painful. The only one thing that I'm stuck with, that this is okay. Now, I've left things right in the middle of things. I believe we had activated all the platoons, and we've not done third platoon yet. And that means we've not done the XO or the first sergeant yet as well. So I've got third platoon to draw a card for, and then more than likely the XO and the first sergeant are just going to take their one commands and save them till later. Actually, looking at that, the XO cannot save more than 3, can he? Okay. So I've got to activate that. The only one thing that I can't now go and fix, it was fortunate when I was going to fix it at first, I just reshuffled the deck. But there should be some cards I've drawn, and I'm not going to go back and look through every card that I've drawn to try and create a discard pile. I've just shuffled the deck back up again. I don't like that. If any of you watch my other stuff, it makes me feel uncomfortable that I've messed with time, if you like, in the universe, because I've shuffled the deck. But I can't really go back, and it take me far too much time to find what cards I'd draw, and I'm sure nobody cares about that either. I think the map is correct. I think everything is set up as it was. I'm going to watch the footage back before this gets released as well. So if I find anything else that's out of place, we can deal with that then. So let's just get our impulses out of the way and finish this part, because I know this part's already over an hour and a bit. And then I'll splice it together and we can start a new part. and we can get it right this time when we bring any German packages in to make sure that they come in with the right cover. But oh yeah, that was a real headache, honestly. Right, let's do third platoon now. Third platoon, I'm not sure what I was going to. Oh yeah, I remember I was going to move the assault team, wasn't it? Did I decide to? Oh yeah, this was the issue. The worry was that by moving it to here, this spawned an enemy, and the enemy then spawned here, and started. And I was worried, does that then automatically start firing on the unit in the card? And I still don't really know the answer to that, but I feel like I should. I feel like it's something. I remember reading now, this is when it all came to light about the cover. I remember reading that if a unit moved, if the German unit was there and a US unit moved onto the card, it would switch its fire to it, the unit that just moved onto the card. But in this situation, the package could spawn here. So, but it always wants to target the unit that spawned it, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm gonna have to look more into this. I looked already though. Well, can it be placed? Can it be placed on? I know it can't be placed on another card that a German unit is on. Can it be placed on a card where a friendly unit is on? Maybe it can then. I think it can. Right, let me see if I can find a bit more about this, and let's get this bit finished. Okay, just come across something quick. Just wanted to talk about something I spoke about earlier, and I knew this was a thing. This is on page 64, 8.4.4, potential contact marker removal. The thing is, the fire here, this is from an elevated, so it would have been alright. What it says is enemy units open fire through intervening PC markers along the line of fire, let me start again. Enemy units open fire through intervening PC markers along the line of fire, cause those intervening PC markers to be removed if they are at the same elevation level. The enemy will not intentionally fire through its own troops. Enemy weapons do not need to be overhead fire capable to fire over PC markers at a lower level. So yeah, I mentioned this earlier that if they were firing, if this was the same level and this was the same level and they could fire through that the reason they can fire through that card is because they're elevated. But if they end up firing through a card and it's got a PC marker on it, the PC marker gets removed. Potential contact marker gets removed. So I just wanted to mention that while I came across that. I'm still looking for, and yeah, it does say that you cannot place an enemy package on a card that already contains enemy units, except when placing multiple units of an enemy package designated with a plus sign. The plus sign means they go on the same card. The // sign means that they go on different cards, like what we had with the squad and the heavy machine gun. I can't find anything that says that they'll not be placed on a same card as a friendly unit, a US unit, and I think they can be. But what I want to know is, what do they do? How do they react? Do they still need to fire at the unit that spawned them? You know. So give me a sec. This is driving me nuts. I can't find that. I don't know what happens. You know what, Grant? Let's just get on with it and see. It might not even happen. Well, I think it is going to happen. Well, not true. It could spawn here, and that would be fine. Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's just move on. Whether I can ask, I don't feel that's a question I need to be asking though. I'm pretty sure I should know the answer to that. If they spawn on a car with US units, where do they fire? Do they still fire at the unit that spawned them, or do they adjust their fire to the units on the card? Maybe I could search for same card or something. Give me a second. Okay, again, I'm making the same mistake. I'm looking at enemy, and that's, I don't know, maybe this is just me, but I felt like that was annoying from the first, the second edition. I've said this already, because I think where I need to be looking at is Rule 6. And Rule 6 is about opening fire. It's combat. I mean, you know, people are saying to me, well, duh, Grant, that's where you should be looking, because that's what you're talking about. But I'm away looking at enemy, and some of the stuff is in the bit when they talk about enemy. But you know what? Maybe that is just me. And so I think it'll be in here. Yeah, just let me try and find the bit I'm looking for then. Okay, I think it could be here. So we're on page 39. This is engaging, opening fire. And 6.1.1 is opening fire. A non-engaged unit opens fire, becomes engaged with its basic VOF when it has a spotted eligible target within range and line of sight. This is automatic and mandatory. This may happen whenever changes occur on the map. For example, movement of friendly and enemy units. Right, that's not what's happening. Right? Spotting reveals a previous unspotted enemy unit. No. Smoke or incoming markers are removed. No. Placement of a unit on the map while resolving a potential contact. There it is. So this is telling us that this is what's going to happen if when we check for a potential contact, and let's just say it gets placed there, right? Let's see what happens. If multiple cards with spotted opposing units come into view at the same time, units engage according to the following priorities. So we've got friendly unit, enemy unit, and then sniper, which is slightly different. Enemy unit, the card with the most friendly steps, random if equal. And then number 2 is, if choosing a target on the same card, unit/cover marker with the most steps. So, where am I trying to find the bit that says, I mean, I've always thought most steps, that's always been in my mind, but why am I still thinking that it needs to be firing at the unit that brought it into the game? I'm sure there was something about that. Is that something that's been changed? Do you want to look at the old rulebook, Grant, and see? Do we really need to go there, Grant? Do we? I don't know, because even I'm looking at the old rulebook now, but even in 6.1 in the old rulebook, it's the same wording. It does the same. It talks opening fire, placement of a spotted unit on the map while resolving a potential contact. Placement of a spotted unit on the map while resolving a potential contact. No, I don't know. Let's not. I get the feeling. I don't know. There's something in my head that says that that previously they always had to be targeting the unit that brought them on the map, the unit that the potential contact came from. I think that this is telling me I shouldn't be doing this then, because we're under, both of these are under this cover marker. I mean, in particular, if the enemy spawns on there and it attacks that, then that's just going to be a bloodbath. So, okay. Why are we talking about all this? Well, the 3rd Platoon HQ still got to activate, and I was going to move the assault team with the casualty onto here. So what I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to move the assault team down here, and we can just wait and decide about that later. So we need to draw a card for 3rd Platoon. They are not undercover. They're green. I didn't draw this, because I think this is when I got tangled up, whatever. So we're getting a -1 to this. That is a 4, so that is going to be a 3, so not bad. So 3 for that, because I'm not really sure that I want to do any more. Well, where are we sitting? Yeah, because we've got an exposed unit on a potential contact there. That can't be right. That cannot be a potential contact. That mustn't be there. Yeah, that is not there. Because I'll tell you what, the guy underneath, there's an assault team underneath here that's not exposed. And then there's a big stack of units that are exposed. So he had come up here and resolved that potential contact previously. I've just left that there accidentally. Like I say, there might be a couple of glitches lying about because just trying to fix everything. Right, so we've got 3 commands. Yeah, so we've got this potential contact and this one. Well, we could maybe... Well, you've got an assault team there, though. Do you want to consider breaking another one off? We're on turn 5, aren't we? So it's like not... It's not really major. Why don't we just use one command to send this assault team back to here? And he's going to move under that cover marker because he's beside the COHQ. So he's exposed under the cover marker. He's going to drop this. This will be dropped off and we'll get to collect that. So he's exposed under there. Yeah, like that. Under the cover marker beside the COHQ and the COXO. That costs 3rd Platoon 1 command. Yeah, because there's... yeah, that was the thing. Oh dear, right. I'm remembering now. The whole point was to clear this away so that we could move the COHQ up. Well, you know what? We're just going to have to wing it then. We might have to use some initiative commands. Well, you can still communicate with these, with 2nd Platoon, and is this 2nd and 3rd? And is this 1st? I can't remember which one's which, but you can still communicate with A2, and that would just have to use initiative on its own. Which is fine, I think. Yeah, I'm just a bit worried. I did start thinking that it's not a great idea to be a big stack under this cover marker. It gives you a +1, you know? Whereas these, if they're to be attacked, are going to get like a -7 or something. Maybe more. So that's not very clever. Right, so that's one command. That takes me down to 2, and I'm just going to save the other 2. I think so. Think so. Yeah, let's just do that. Right, and then I'm not going to mess about. I'm just going to give the 1st Sergeant... Oh, no, I can't. Because the XO cannot save. Well, the 1st Sergeant is just going to get 1 and save it. Well, how about I move the XO up to there? Yeah, let's do that. Let's bring the XO out and use... So he gained 1 command, so he's got 4 available. And I'm just going to use 1 to move him up into there. Because I'm just wondering, can he activate... Can he do that? I think he can, can't he? I think the XO can... Or maybe it's just the COHQ. You know what? I'm not sure. So I'm going to use 1 command to move him up to there. He does have a radio, so that's fine. And he'll be exposed. And he's not in any great danger there, I don't believe. Right, we're still firing on that card though, Grant. Yeah, you want to stop that. Stop. Let's jump back to 3rd Platoon. And the 1st Sergeant for that matter. Right, the 1st Sergeant is going to spend... Right, yeah, let's rewind a little bit. 3rd Platoon is going to use 1 more of its commands to cease fire. We could use a pyrotechnic maybe. Who's got the CO? The CO could... yeah, but that means he's going to... Oh, yeah, but you're using... Right, let's just do it this way. 3rd platoon's going to use one more action there to stop, to cease fire. So it's not going to fire in that card anymore. However, this is still firing the heavy machine gun, but the first sergeant is going to use one of his commands and just save the other two to cease fire as well. Because there's no point wasting ammunition. We were wasting mortar ammunition, wasting heavy machine gun ammunition, firing onto something that we don't need to fire on. So we'll just do it. We'll do it like that. So I think this is correct as we stand. The CO HQ's got 3, XO's got 3. These are saved. First sergeant's got 2, first platoon's got 1, third platoon's got 1, and second platoon doesn't have any. We've got general initiative to come. Well, I should do that and get out of the way, shouldn't I? Just worried this video is going to be quite long now. Although I might be cutting a bit out because I think I just left it at the end. I just stopped recording. Right, yeah, better draw for general initiative. So this is unmodified small number. Well, there you go. That clears that one up. A whole lot of nothing. Right, we won't do any of that then. So let's just double check where we are with the... Oh, God, where is it? Where's my sequence of play? There it is. Yeah, so that was general initiative. Yeah, so that's us now moving on to the enemy stuff. So we'll stop there, and I'll cut this. I'll splice this together, but I'm going to come straight back, hopefully a bit more relaxed and try and enjoy another wee part here. Although it's now pretty late at night, so well, I hadn't expected this. When I found out, I went down the stairs and I didn't want to come back up again. And then I thought, well, I need to deal with it. Or, yeah. Right, so I'll cut that for now. Hopefully everything's kind of back to normal. And I'll hopefully add all the bits that I've messed up into the comments, the header of the video, and to keep everything right. But, yeah, it felt like it was too big an error just to like not be concerned about. And then when I eventually realised I'd actually got away with it, it was quite lucky. So, okay. Right, I'll be back soon. Cheers.